Welcome to the MWG Podcast. This is episode 27, and today we have some exciting Street Fighter V news, and then we'll get right into our topic, tournament life. We're going to share some of our experiences and tips running through brackets. So, without further ado, I'm joined as always by Moss and Westsidious. You guys
Hello.
ready?
Yes, we are. Hello.
Guys.
I was born
How's
ready.
it going?
For those...
The cliche. Like the cliche.
So for those of you not familiar, Capcom released some new footage on Street Fighter V. They got Oro gameplay, they got Rose gameplay, they even got is it Akira or Arika?
I believe it's Arika.
Arika? That's the dyslexia hitting me.
No, I think it's Akira. I think it's Akira, guys.
It's Akira.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Akira.
Yeah.
That's how you know we're unfamiliar. I'm not even familiar with
Akira.
I'm not familiar with rival schools at all, so you can't even ask me, but I'm just reading it, yeah.
Street Fighter or Rival Schools is a fun game.
Is
One of
it?
the few games, I think. Oh yeah.
Well, I've never
played.
Definitely bring it back.
played it.
Huh.
The game is really expensive if you try to buy it now.
What did you play? What did you play it on?
PS1 and Dreamcast.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me think. I ran into the Dreamcast version a couple of weeks ago, and it was just a disc, and it was like $80 I think.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's a steal.
Yeah.
If GameStop taught me anything, get in now. While it's $80.
Yeah, fun games.
Yeah,
It just sucks that they haven't like revisited them since like 2000.
Right.
It was in 3D, right? Or
Yeah.
something like that. Huh.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a 3D game.
I
It
don't
looks
know.
cool.
It had cool air combos. My friend Jerome was actually like, that's probably the game that he was the best at. So every time he played him, he just destroyed us. I'm like, dude, this makes no sense. Beat you in everything else.
Oh, there are really air combos in this game, hence
Oh yeah,
Akira
Yep.
having air combos.
Yeah,
That's
why
really
she had
cool.
those, which I thought was really cool. I thought that was like,
It's a nice touch.
yeah.
It's a good callback.
Definitely automatically makes her way different than like most characters in the game. Well, all the characters in the game.
Does her moveset in 5 look similar, or is that how she played?
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty heavily like. From what I remember, it looks pretty similar to what she did in Rival Schools. That's not the character I like playing,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, her and like Sakura have like, I think they're like friends, or they go to the same school or something. So yeah, Sakura is like a crossover character from Street Fighter that went into Rival Schools. So yeah,
Nice. I don't know, because she looked a little bit like Karine to me with the Rekkas. Or it reminded me of that. I'm excited. Because as soon as she jumped in the air, she pushed more than one button.
I've always liked Rekkas. I like Rekkas in fighting games because I grew up playing Fei Long, and yeah, it just wasn't very. It's not super complicated to do, and it's just solid. I like glad that she had. It seems like she has some Rekkas.
Okay,
Yeah, her
'cause-
teacher shows up. I can't
that's
tell
her
if that's a
teacher?
critical art or yeah. I think that's one of the teachers of the game. Yeah, I can't tell if that's critical art or like a V trigger.
If that's a V skill or a V trigger, that's not
Thinking it
fair.
might be her V trigger.
But why did it KO?
Balance.
It's kind of like how Gogeta has that one. You have to build up to level 7 to KO. That's
Yeah,
a
we
thing.
don't talk about that broken character.
That's hilarious. I can't
That
believe
might
they
have just
moved
been his life bar being low. I don't know.
Yeah, I actually can't tell if this is critical art or because there's no there's no critical art animation.
There's nothing really like in the animation they're showing that gives you any inclination of whether it's a V trigger or critical art, and you don't know how much damage it's doing because it just KOs.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Like,
Yeah. It might be one of those, like when the critical art whiffs, but then there's still an animation. Might be that. Like, he dealt too much damage, so he wasn't going to, throw the movie on him. I just love how he walks away. Just like, yeah, whatever. I knocked him out.
Yeah, I'm making a cameo.
They saw tournaments for this game, huh?
They do?
Recent tournaments. Yeah.
Oh. All I know is Street Fighter League. And for rival schools or Street Fighter 5? Oh,
rival schools.
No way. I want to see that. It's funny.
Yeah, it was like a team game, so 2v2.
No way. So you really had to have a partner going in on this.
Which is like one of the cool things about this game, and why I wish like Capcom would revisit some of like their old fighting games they haven't touched in a long time. So they got some really cool freaking IPs.
They
do.
They really gave Oro a double jump. That's wild. That's pretty crazy. It's unique.
They did Oro really well. Like all three of these characters seem to be perfect representations of themselves.
It's funny how like once you get to like the end of the game's life cycle and they start releasing characters still, like they go kind of wild with the characters.
which is why
so different from like the original cast.
That's actually a prevalent problem in fighting games, because the longer the game is out, as developers, they're probably interested in shaking up the game a little bit, especially when the meta has been established. So they introduce this character with, just mechanics that are otherworldly compared to the others, and then that's when it just throws the balance like just for a loop, like
Bayonetta.
Yeah, no, like Bayonetta. Yeah, I didn't even play.
She was the last character, huh?
Yeah.
Sakurai just like, forget it, dude. Let's do it, Bayonetta.
Let's make something broken. All right.
Let's just release it. Send it, boys.
Like I feel like Gogeta's the same way.
Yeah, like they just introduce these characters with these wild.
Like let's go crazy. Like
let's go wild, right?
MVC1 used to say.
Yeah, and it's just. No, yeah, it's a legit issue, and people are like, man, like the DLC is the way. Like you just wait for a DLC to come out, then you just play that character.
So wait, you were excited about Rose, right, Carl?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play Rose. I just like her design. I loved Rose in Street Fighter 4, dude. If I can go back in time, that'd probably be my main. When I went to Austin's to play LAN, I would play Rose. And ask Austin, dude. Ask Austin how Seth Rose goes. Give you a hint. It's in my favor. But yeah, if it were up to me, I'd probably be main Rose if I can go back in time. But yeah, I'd love to play Rose in this version. It sounds fun.
Oh shoot! It's a week from Monday, right? From her.
Yes. So, yes, it is. I'll be ready.
Not too much longer.
Yeah, I like the game to be shaken up for me, because I've been playing Korean, and I recently been playing Akuma too. Akuma is a good character. It's just I want new characters to play. You know what I mean? I just haven't found a character that I really just, oh my gosh, I love this character. Like I haven't, even with Korean. Korean's cool. She's a solid, right? Yeah. But it doesn't really pique my interest completely. So maybe Rose will do it, maybe not. We'll see.
So on the 19th, I have an hour of a new game to play, and then I'm going to be done. Street Fighter 5 again.
Classic.
Until Oro gets dropped.
Oh man, the Oro V skill look annoying.
Hey, which one is it?
He put the orb on the ground. It just comes out and it's a hitbox. That's obnoxious. Oh man, that's not gonna be very fun to fight against. I can't wait for him to put it on the ground, and I gotta walk forward to block it, and then he walks forward and he shimmies me, and I try to tech, and then I just get bodied. It's gonna be great. It looks cool though. It looks awesome. This looks super cheap. I'm glad they put this in the game. Tengu Stone. See, I've always thought that was cool. I thought the Tengu Stone was always super cool, and I didn't really play Third Strike, but people just do the wildest.
Dude, that stuff was cheap.
Yeah, people do the wildest thing. I like the loops. I love the loops that he was doing, and I was like, wow, this all combos, huh?
Yeah, so I used to do some wild stuff with Oro. The double jumps, the mix-ups, the command grabs.
Wait, sometimes rare items appear as well. Huh.
It's a TCG now.
RNG fighter? This man's gonna pull out a bomb. What do you mean? What is this? Not good, but also good. He looked interesting. I'm glad. I hope he did. I really hope he shakes up the game.
I think he will.
Yeah.
I mean, just the V skills on Rose and Oro. Like, compare that to like Birdie, who throws a can on the ground. You know,
I hate that can. The can is not fun to fight against. It's really not. I can't do anything. I'm just like, how do I play against this dude? If it hits you, dude, he just confirms into super after, and if it doesn't hit you, it doesn't matter because it's free block string pressure. And I'm just like, huh? I guess. So yeah, V skill 1 will be fighting fun to fight against.
yeah. Huh. Well, it's not like there's any Street Fighter 5 tournaments that we could test this stuff out on. Maybe one day, with everything looking like it's going to open up soon, we might be back to tournaments. And when you're back to tournaments, you got to be prepared. And the best way to be prepared is to share some of our tournament tips. What I'm trying to say is, we're on to our main topic.
I applaud you. Once again. Tournament
Very nice.
tips. Tournament tips.
Tournament life.
Tournament culture, all of it.
Culture, grinding, getting friendlies in after you go 0-2. That's me.
You know, with tournaments, there are so many there are so many people that come in with different objectives, Yeah, you got guys that are grinding 24/7, that's all they play. You got people that just like the game. You got your competitive people but don't really have that much time to play the game, or maybe they do and they just have others, or maybe they're just playing other stuff at the same time. Then you got like brand new people who just want to see what's going on, and they just enter for fun, and sometimes they have a good time and sometimes they will never play the game again. But hey, that's just part of the this is kind of part of the game. But
I feel bad for those people who come to their first tournament and then never come back.
yeah, it's a reality check. I mean, it happens. I think I'm trying to remember what my first ever tournament was. It's really hard to. I can tell you how my first Melee tournament went. Like that, because I for sure, my first tournament was for sure here in town, and it was bad, man. I didn't think I was gonna be that great. I don't think very super highly of myself, but I am competitive, and I did. I practiced, but it wasn't the right kind of practice. But I showed up, and yeah, I went 0-2, and I was like, man, when do I get to play? I think I played. Who did I play against? I think I played Marth, and then the other person I think played Ganondorf, and I think I also played a Falco too. I played a Falco that just did lasers all day, and it was great. I just lost by a lot. And if I were to go back in time, I definitely know how to deal with it now. But at the time, I didn't. I think I was only like maybe 18, 17. Yeah, I went 0-2, and I wasn't like devastated, but I also didn't expect it to. But I learned a lot, and everyone there was super nice. I think even the people that I played friendlies with, and even even the members of the community who I lost to in the bracket, um, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I remember both of them just being very helpful. Like they knew I was new to the game, and then they explained the concept of stage striking to me. They explained what I was doing wrong in the matchup. And yeah, they were nice. I actually had a good first tournament. I lost, as expected, but everyone was super nice, and that's kind of how I really hope that a lot of people have the same experience I did. At least everyone was nice to me. You know what I mean? And I actually genuinely had fun because I just met other people that liked the game. That I did. With that being said,
Yeah.
When you go to your first tournament, hey man, if you win a game, if you win multiple games, shoot, if you make it far, that's great. But it's just very important, especially if it's your first tournament, not to expect the entire world, because you just
It's not gonna happen.
it's just probably not gonna happen. And I mean, unless the only way I could see you truly succeeding is if you were just playing lands before your first tournament and you were grinding with those guys that already knew how to see. That one would make sense. But typically when people, make the decision to go, they've been playing online, or they spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos, or they just really like the game. Friends too. And, I think it's important that if you lose, if you go 0-2, that's all right. A lot of people have gone 0-2. A lot of the best players ever, a lot of times people forget that they started somewhere too, and they were just losing to not even other top players. I've seen stories where like, top players, at the very beginning of their career that they play in like an arcade back in the day, and they just lost to some OG who only knew how to do like Sonic Boom and like and then flash kick when you jump. Like those are the guys they're losing to. It was like, what's happening? Like, why can I, and that's just part of the process. It's, you got to learn somehow. Right. So yeah, I think I met someone at Fully Charged who was like, and it was a great guy. He was super nice. We had a good conversation, and he was like really ecstatic. Right. And then, yeah. And then after, I remember seeing after he unfortunately went 0-2, and I was just like, dude, it happens, man. Some of the best players in Stockton come here, and best players in town come here. So, hey, man,
It's gonna be tough.
it's just tough. A lot of these guys, they work very hard, and you shouldn't feel bad for losing to them.
Yeah. But I think that brings me to my first tip. If it's your first time, let people know it's your first time. They'll be more than happy to help you. They'll even be nicer to you.
Just be toxic when you go.
Just be toxic. Just be toxic when you
first tournament. Just be toxic.
Just be toxic.
We'll be out there.
I'll take anybody's advice. No, let them know that you're the best.
Yeah. Let them know it's
I
your first.
lost because of stage. I didn't understand how to stage.
Legitimately ask questions. Please ask questions. Generally, it's about usually when people when they're confused, it's usually about stage striking, right? And this goes for any fighting game. Any fighting game.
Well, this goes for life, dude. Like,
oh yeah. Doesn't it always?
Just like, don't be afraid to be wrong, and like be willing to learn and advise and be teachable. Same thing for life, dude.
Isn't that the
truth? If you actually want to grow and get better, don't be afraid to be wrong.
Mm-hmm. Man, I'm gonna start using that right now.
But you're never wrong.
No. For once, let me be modest. I'm trying to learn some new things, and I keep screwing up. But it's all right.
If you went 0-2, it's not because you were wrong. It's just
Oh yeah, that's
It's the
something
game.
different.
It's the game. It's
The
always
my
the
sun was
hands
game.
in
are
my
cold.
eyes.
No.
Sun was in my eyes. It's mad dark in the
It's a
venue.
little late. It's a little late right now. I'm hungry.
Yo, it's your sun's in my eyes. 8 p.m. in the venue.
Has the moonlight, dude.
Moss, do you remember your first tournament?
Ooh, I want to say my first tournament was probably a Green Oaks Havoc Melee tournament. Um, Matt used those tournaments. And I believe, like you, I went 0-2. I think I don't remember. But it's always I think everybody goes into their first tournament usually like more confident than they should. And yeah, that's what happened. I'm pretty sure. Went in thinking like, oh, right. The only people I actually have to worry about are the people that I know. Like Sam, I can't like regularly beat him. It's like, all right, that's the only person I really have to worry about. And then I played my first match and I don't remember winning that. So yeah.
I think another tip too, the second tip here that we're giving, you should. I think it's important to watch other players, and if a bonus, if they play the character that you play, oh, you should definitely pay attention. You should definitely take notes because I have experience with that. When I was playing Marth in Melee, I just watch other Marths play. And I watch other Koreans play. I watch other Koreans play. I watch other Geefs and so on and so forth. For Ultimate in particular, I play DK, and the other player that plays DK is Trippy, and yeah, I learned a lot the moment I found out that there was someone else that played DK at that tournament that plays at a fairly high level. Man, you best believe I was asking him questions immediately, and then I would watch him play too, and I actually learned a lot from him. So if you have the time, and you should have the time in your downtime when you're waiting for your TO to call up your next match or your first
Or if you got
match,
eliminated already.
yeah, that
Yeah.
too. You've been eliminated. Please, you should watch. I mean, at least if you're serious about getting better. I mean, if you're not serious about getting better, then yeah, I mean, you don't have to watch. But I mean, it's just typically when people go to these tournaments, they want to compete, and you should be taking notes. Not just on your own character, but you should be seeing how the competition is playing. You really try to understand why they do certain things in particular scenarios. And a lot of people when they watch other people, or sorry, when they think about getting better, they only really think about what they're doing, but you need to think about what your opponent is doing. That's why it's very important to watch people, even if it's just your local, right? Maybe if you go to your local, you're like, they're just my local. It's not like it's Evo or anything, right? If they care enough to hit up your local and leave the house, they're probably good. They're probably all right? So it's best, I think it's best to pay attention to what the competition is doing and see why they're doing what they're doing. So that's like another tip that I would give.
Good shout.
What do you think, Moss? What you learn anything in particular? Just firsthand experience going to local.
Let's see. Humility goes a long way, like Nosh brought up. Just and that kind of goes with what we were saying earlier with talking to people, asking questions, getting like a better understanding of things, not being afraid to hear advice. Like playing with Weapon. One of the things that I really like about playing with him is that he will he'll critique your playing as you guys are playing your set. So like he'll give you advice on like how to do things better, or like how to adjust some of your like some of the mistakes that you're making, like obvious ones, like he'll give you advice, and it's like, for me specifically, like a lot of times it's hard for me to just like take somebody's, um, advice or critique, especially like on the spot, and not be like a little salty about it. But yeah, like that's one of the things where it's like, okay, they're actually trying to help me get better, and like just actually trying to implement and listen to what they're saying, and not just brush it off as something negative. So yeah, just be teachable.
Yeah, that's completely fair. I think being open to criticism is extremely important, very vital in growing as a player. It's
hard.
Yeah, no, it is. What makes it harder too is Weapon's a cool guy. I like Weapon. I don't think there's been a time where I've been given criticism and it's been like extremely condescending, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. So I guess here's another tip: is if it happens to feel condescending, even then try to learn. Even then try to learn from. You should learn from it too, right? I mean, if that person just sucks, like not as a player, but just like as a person, it just sounds like they have a bad attitude. Hey, man, it happens, man. There's a lot of players like that, but try to learn from all of your interactions. You know what I mean? There's a reason why they're telling you to do this in a specific, in a specific way, or why you should do this with your character instead of this. So yeah, be open to criticism. Yeah, shoot, even be open to someone who's really bad at having a good attitude and giving you criticism, right? So it's just try to learn from all your experiences. That's fortunately for me, I've fully charged. For the most part, well, I mean, at least for me, I don't even think I've ever had a negative experience there. Everyone's pretty friendly, so yeah, just ask questions. Why not? I mean, trust me, we all like the game. We all love the game the same way you do. So I think it's a pretty safe place to ask your question, even if you may think it's silly or not.
Don't be sad when you lose either.
Yeah, that's a great tip. I was actually gonna. You're right. I like that.
Like it's part of the game. It's part of it's part of the experience in tournaments. Like not everybody, like you said earlier, everybody loses, whether they're like top level, super good, or like brand new to the game. Everybody's gonna take some form or fashion of loss. You just gotta learn from it and not like be discouraged by it. Just show up.
Learn a little something while you're here. You know what I mean?
Yep.
With that being said, that doesn't mean like don't like not be salty, because let's just be real here. It's impossible to not be like salty, not be pissed like in the moment. But try not to, try not to let it ruin your entire day. You know what I mean? Like don't let it. Don't dwell on the negative. Don't dwell on the loss. It's okay to reflect on your loss. It's okay to, it's okay to rack your brain for a certain amount of time about the loss, but really don't be too hard on yourself when you lose. It's extremely important, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. What happened, and the best thing you can do is reflect for a little bit, think about what you did wrong, think about what your opponent did right, and just shake it off. You know what I mean? That's also a huge part of the tournament experiences. You just can't win unless you lose, and most of the time you can't win unless you lose badly. If you get 3 stock, shoot, you get 3 stock. You get 4 stock, you get 4 stock. Man, I've had my fair share. I've gotten my fair share of beat downs, and I can't help but just laugh like, oh, dude, I'm just getting outplayed. You got to recognize, especially if you're consistently getting beat, you're like, okay, I'm getting outplayed. What can I do next time to make sure this doesn't happen again? Or what can I do next time to make sure it's less of a beatdown? You know what I mean? And then you just keep building up, just keep building upon that. And, one day you'll beat that guy that's been giving you a hard time in bracket. You beat that person that's giving you a hard time in bracket. So just try not to be too hard on yourself. I see a lot of people will really, really take the loss to heart. And you know what? It's okay to be pissed. It's okay to be salty, but try not to be, like overly negative. Don't take it out on other people, and just don't beat yourself up about it, man. In life, even outside of playing games, you're just gonna lose, and you know what? It's okay because you just can't win them all, and that's how you grow. So yeah. Super important, Moss. You're right. Don't be too sad when you lose.
Let's see. What else?
How to get better / place better.
Grind.
Grind. Yeah.
All the
Nothing.
stuff we said earlier plus grind.
Yeah, basically. that is a huge So, how to get better, how to place better. That's how it is. There's just no substitute for practice. You just gotta practice. You gotta grind. And I say that you gotta practice. I say that you gotta grind. And that there's such thing as good practice, and there's definitely such thing as bad practice. Right? A lot of people will just tell you, just keep playing, and to a certain extent, you're right. They're right. Right. But sometimes they don't specify, they don't specify, they're not very exact in you know what I mean? They don't tell you precisely what you should be doing. But if you continue to play and you're still, think about the way you're losing. If you are continuously losing in the same fashion, right? Then you have to change. Something needs to change, right? If you have to change something about your practice regimen, change that. Watch YouTube videos, go on Google, go on the forums. A lot of these people will say, that's what I do. I just keep playing. Well, if you just keep playing and nothing's happening, that means something needs to change. Right? A lot of people, what I've seen firsthand when I've seen people practicing is sometimes they'll get really stuck on just trying to hit this ridiculous combo they saw in like a YouTube video, or they see this crazy combo they seen in tournament. They're like, yo, I gotta emulate that, move for move. And you know what I mean? And that it doesn't mean anything unless you can set that specific scenario up in the first place. That's one example I've seen. Like, people in training mode will only practice one thing, right? But it's not enough to remember, in training mode, that thing, the dummy doesn't move. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So that's important. You gotta take that into account too. So what you practice is extremely important. Hey, Moss, so back when you guys were, maybe like if you guys were playing Melee, or back when you guys were playing Brawl, or whatever it is that you guys were competing in, was there something specific that you guys just talk a lot about the game, or were you guys just like, taking notes somewhat in any way?
So for me, I wasn't putting that much effort into it like that. Yeah, it was like my freshman year of college, so like I was kind of broke and wasn't really going to super heavy like that. And I also had to like try to pay attention for class. One of the things that I remember doing a lot of back then was playing a lot of like online, which probably wasn't the best. Probably not the best way to try to like practice in Brawl.
But
yeah,
you got the but you got the matchup experience though.
It was, but it also wasn't like characters that were being played a lot.
Got it.
Like for Brawl specifically, the game was very I want to say unbalanced. It's probably a good word.
Right.
There was a lot of like just characters that were like way better than other characters.
Mhm.
A lot of, I believe Marth had like just a standing chain grab.
Uh-huh.
Like didn't really have to do anything, just stood there for like certain characters. Same thing with like DDD.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, like there was a lot of things that was kind of like I don't really know how to practice against this,
Mhm.
especially if like nobody that I know is using those characters.
Mhm.
So excuse me. So yeah, didn't really get that kind of practice, and then we didn't play it for that long either. Like I think we kind of stopped within the first year.
Uh-huh. Got
So,
it. Got it. Playing online, a lot of people will bash playing online, but I actually don't think playing online is that bad. You know, sometimes it's really your only
have you played
option.
Brawl?
Did I play Brawl? I did not. I heard that I heard online was trash for Brawl. Like, if you played it on Wii, like it sucked. Like, did it suck? I didn't.
It
I
was
don't have
pretty
experience.
bad.
It was pretty bad. Okay.
Pretty bad.
But you know what, dude? It's kind of hard for me to take it seriously because I mean, you could trip in that game, so I don't really. I don't.
Yeah, so it's like there's
not gonna
yeah,
lie.
that's like one of the things where it's like you can't even like practice for this. So,
Right.
yeah, I don't think Brawl's a great example. But yeah,
So regarding Ultimate, so let's use Ultimate as an example, right? So if you're playing Ultimate right now, that online is not that great either. But I also would be lying to you if I told you I didn't have some some learning experiences and some quality matches on there, because I absolutely have.
oh
You know,
definitely.
yeah, playing with DK in from the bottom all the way to Elite Smash. Yeah, I definitely played people with awful connections, but I also played a lot of players that were outplaying me cleanly. You know, even despite online, I know it's difficult to perform the same way as you would offline, and there are certain things that you probably cannot react to. Maybe projectiles are harder to deal with. Maybe ledge trapping you might struggle with online because of latency, stuff like that. You know, from my experience, it's not even close to the best. If anything, it's mediocre, but it's actually pretty good. If anything, if you play online in 2021 for any fighting game, what it is good for is for experience, right? Just to know what the character does. You know, a lot of times, if you go into a tournament and you have absolutely no idea what your opponent's character does, I'll get I'll tell you right now, that random that played that character that you're about to play right now in bracket, yeah, the random you played online, you're gonna wish you played that guy, because at least you would have known some of the gimmicks, you would have learned like some of the moves they're gonna throw out. You know what I mean? And then the more matches you play, the better. So you just can't teach experience. I preach that all the time. But if you're playing online in 2021, not the worst thing, right? You shouldn't solely rely on it, but it's not the worst thing. And then once you get to the tournament, another tip on how to get better and place better: try to play friendlies, try to play some casuals. A lot of people are just down to play, including myself.
Oh,
I've had a lot
yeah.
of people I've had a lot of people come up to me and play for casuals because they want to play against DK. And I'm like, yeah, sure, of course, dude. I can't say no. And I'm very polite and very kind, and I will happily give tips to newer players, to older players. I don't care who it is. If you're gonna ask me for any kind of advice, yeah, I'll be happy to ask you,
Oh,
or
yeah,
to
dude.
give advice.
Show up early, especially for like a Smash tournament. Show up early, get a couple matches in, because playing Smash with cold hands sucks.
Yeah.
We gotta get a little bit of warm up in before
Uh-huh.
you start playing serious matches. And it's like a good opportunity to just kind of like talk to people, watch other matches,
Uh-huh.
study people a little bit. Yeah.
Mhm.
If you can show up early, show up early.
Showing up early. That is good advice. That's like when all the setups are coming in. That's when everyone's trying to get some last minute practice in.
Mm-hmm.
That's yeah, great advice. Show up to a tournament to get some games in.
That's a good tip
It is.
Yeah.
He was right. Spot on.
because that
And
makes
it
it
helps the
easy for
TO
me.
too.
Yeah,
Oh, what happened?
that's my favorite tip.
But it helps the
take-
TO too.
Oh yeah. But the real strat is to have tournament privilege and have the TO's number and then be in the parking lot when they ask you where you're at.
I've had that happen a couple times, Carl, Moss, both of you.
You know what's crazy is as notorious as I've been for that, somehow I'm still not as bad as Austin is at this.
Austin's, I don't want to talk bad about him, but he's the worst sometimes.
Yo, Austin exposed, bro.
My man said, I'll be there in 5 minutes. I'm in the parking lot. And then 15 minutes later, he came in.
And he got food.
Yeah.
I'm done, bro. That's hella
Like,
funny.
at least stop by to the tournament first and let me.
Classic.
Yeah, that's a great tip. If you come early, you can register, you can get everything lined up. There's always games going on because we got
Yeah, that's the other thing too. That's less
yeah.
stress you got to worry about because you're there already. You're already signed up. It's good times.
get some friendlies in before you have to kick everybody off friendlies.
You feel like the bad guy when you're doing that. You're like, all right, that's the last game. Everyone's like groaning. I don't care, but like everyone's like groaning, like okay, let's finish up.
I feel worse when we start the tournament late. Like it's,
Okay.
the lesser of two evils. I don't mind it as much. Rather be the bad guy telling you to get off friendlies than the guy that says, well, we ran over 15 or 30 minutes again.
I got it. Naj, do you have any tips on how to get better, place better? We'll tell you if we had already
No,
addressed
I don't have any tips because I actually don't place well in tournaments. So
it.
my best tip is keep going and keep at it and just realize even if you're not placing better, you're still getting better. Because
Even when it doesn't feel like it.
yeah, even if it doesn't feel like it.
Mhm.
Because I'm a lot better now than I was when Smash Ultimate came out.
Mhm.
Like even my Mewtwo, I used to recover
Oh, yeah.
high. I just get clipped all the time, and now I know I have to snap to edge. There's no way around it.
Yeah, you have to snap to edge and then jump off the edge and then teleport to the right.
Yeah.
Hey, that's when you read them, folks. Take notes.
My other tip is if you find somebody's reading you, just start hitting random buttons.
Oh.
Carl, next time we play, I'm rolling the controller with my face.
And you know what? Even worse is gonna work too. I'm just not gonna know it's coming. I'm just like, oh man, adaptation. Imagine that. It'll work on me.
Oh, I never said my first tournament.
Yeah, let's hear it.
It was actually, well, my first tournament ever was card games,
Uh-huh.
and it's still the same idea.
Oh, this is great because I have no idea what it's like
Let's
what a card
go.
tournament. This is great.
Hey, hold on, which card game?
Yu-Gi-Oh! At Criers out in
Of-
Modesto.
Of course. How'd that go?
Did you use Pot of Greed?
Huh?
Did you get to use Pot of Greed?
It was banned by the time I
I
started playing.
summoned Pot of Greed. You didn't do that? Ah.
No. It
So you
was.
sent him to Shadow Realm.
I mean, we still had some busted cards. Chaos Sorcerer was unlimited. Buster, Black Luster
unlimited?
Soldier
Oh, my
was.
God.
Yeah.
Those were unlimited?
Yeah, those were unlimited.
Oh, dang, this was a long time.
Yeah. And I rolled up with my I hate to
That
say it,
sounds
but
broken.
I scammed somebody out of Black Luster Soldier. So I had my Black Luster Soldier, my Chaos Sorcerers, my janky Chaos deck. I won round 1. And then I just lost the rest.
Yo, that sounds so cheap. How did you lose with such a cheap?
Hey, tournament nerves, first time playing, and then just bad draws too.
I think it's all bad draws. It's all bad draws, right, Nash?
Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, blame the draws.
there's always the draws.
But that was like early GOAT format before everybody optimized it. And maybe if I built my deck better, I could have done better too. So there's some suspect cards in there, I'm sure.
Are card tournaments? What's the format for that? Is it best of two, or is it best of something, or?
Yeah, best out of 3.
Okay.
Usually you have the sideboard in between rounds. Coin flip to decide who goes first, and then it's loser gets to decide. And then it's Swiss rounds too. So
Oh, that sounds so simple.
yeah, it's easy.
No stage striking.
No stage striking. If you have a rules question, there's usually a judge resolve it for you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was fun. It was fun going out, seeing people, and then you can trade. Like instead of free play or friendlies, it's trading. It's all trading in between matches.
Really?
Yeah.
Nobody play casuals?
Oh, every once in a
No,
while.
then people will see what's in your deck. Can be
Yeah.
different.
Oh
true.
man, that's kind of whack. That's true. That sounds real. Oh, I just realized, what is your incentive for playing casual? Everybody gonna know the gimmicks in your deck. Like, what the heck?
I mean, some
this
dudes
man
had
doesn't
like
have-
side decks.
This man only has 2 cards. He doesn't have a full play set. Sounds right.
You said side decks. Oh, that's the real troll. You would play the side decks.
Or like they'll ask, "Can I trade out of your deck in the middle of your match?" And it's like, come on, man.
outta here.
Yo, do you still want that Blackluster soldier? What do you think? But yeah, I mean, a lot of it crosses over.
You're right. Yeah, no, it is. Absolutely. Is anything competitive and you're just, going to your first time, yeah, just expect it. Expect to not do that hot. And if you do, awesome. More power to you.
I was happy to win one.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause,
Right.
we play on the schoolyard. And of
Right.
course,
Yeah.
not everybody has the best cards there. Once you go to the shop, everybody had a nice deck. There was nobody had like some janky pile of, well, this is what my mom bought me.
Uh-huh.
They're just using the Kyber structure deck.
Yeah. Well, actually, there were some kids who come in with the structure deck, but they're like 7 or something.
You win the wrong tournament, kid. Get out of here.
If it was Pokemon cards, that would have been me. I would have been showing up with the structure deck. Yeah.
Did you get better though, Nash? You get better because of those tournaments?
Yeah.
Oh, you
I'd
had to
say-
think
No, you
about
just
it.
got better cards.
Yeah, because it's either you get better cards or you get better at playing. And
Got it.
I think I got better at building decks for sure.
Right.
Because
Okay.
I'd start understanding what doesn't work, how to adjust to a meta. Like if nobody's playing something, you don't have to worry about it.
Uh-huh.
Deck building is a whole nother level of like pre-strategy.
Yeah, I'm not good at that. I don't know if I told you guys this before. I was gonna reiterate it very many times, but I'm not very creative. I can't think of the strats by myself. Even to this day, when I play competitively anything, I just copy what other people are doing. If I see a deck, I'm like, oh, that looks kind of cheap, right? I'm gonna do the same thing. Like
That's not bad at all, because I mean, you don't have to build your own deck to win. And sometimes it's better going off what somebody else built. Like for
Right.
me, I'll take somebody as a base, but I'm going to tweak it to fit my play
that's
style.
I've always
Yep.
envied people that could do that. I'm just not very creative. I'm not gonna lie. Like as analytical as I can be, I'm good at stating what's happening, right? I can even tell you why something is being done, but I just can't come up with it on my own. Like I really can't do it. So if you and that's also a good tip too. You don't even necessarily have to be innovative. Just remember what you see and then try to emulate it, so
You don't have to reinvent the metagame.
Like oh yeah, you don't have to reinvent it. And Dude, just like freaking work and school, you can copy people. It's all right.
Okay.
Work
Okay.
is legit just copying other, like learning from other people, copying from them, and then doing it yourself. Do the same thing with freaking gaming.
It's getting too real.
Figure out the optimal, strats for your character, and then tweak it so that it fits yourself, like how you play. It's life, man.
Yeah.
You didn't hear it from me. Oh man.
Well, do you guys have any like sets that you really remember? Either you getting blown up or you blowing somebody else up?
Plenty. I have plenty of sets. I don't forget certain matches ever. There are certain matches I will never forget. Like I can remember a match from years ago and still remember the same way I lost. I think when I played. So I think my first notable win, at least to me, was when I believe his name is Edge from Stockton. That dude's good. That dude's sick. He
Yeah.
played Lucina.
That guy, Lucina, right? Yep.
Yeah, that dude's godlike. And I was surprised when I beat him. It was a very narrow victory. It's not like I stomped him or anything, not even close. It came down literally to last game, last stock. And I think he lost the same way a lot of people lose when they play against DK, is they don't think you're gonna go off the edge to go for forward air, and I did just that. And I think I remember him gasping when I did it, and it worked. And he just shook my hand, and he was a sport. And I enjoyed playing that guy. That guy made me sweat, I think, for the first time at that tournament. And I was like, oh man, this dude's real. You know what I mean? Like that dude's sick. So I think the next time we play casuals, he was bodying me. So there's that too. But I did. So that was what that, that run. That was a good, a bad set. Oh man, the first time I played Suspect. Oh man, that was not fun. I had no experience against high level snakes, so I had no idea what to do at the ledge. So I just ate every up smash. I ate every mine. He would hold grenade in shield, and I would walk up to him. Of course, why not? Right. So yeah, those are some of the games I remember.
I can't think of any like right now off the top of my head.
I envy you. I envy you. I wish I was you. Dude, there are some games that I will never forget. Dude, not even just fighting games, actually. I can remember games in Valorant that I played months ago that I just can't forget them. Because that's just how I am, right? This is another way you could get better. And again, don't do exactly what I'm telling you, because yeah, it's good to reflect, but don't be like me. And because I think about these kind of losses like all the time, randomly too. I'm like, man, if I had just thrown that nade there, or if I had just held this angle, or if I just pressed this normal with this character, like, you know what I mean? So I envy you, Moss. I wish I could just forget all the losses.
Yeah, I don't have that that level of like, I don't want to call it obsession, but it kind of is.
No, it is. No, it is. You're right.
I don't have that right now. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but like I don't have that level of like
right
competitive obsession right now. So
it's
pretty chill.
That's good too.
That's good. Yeah. You're a clear mind. That's good.
Yeah, let the past be the past.
Exactly.
Then you gotta reflect to get better and learn from your mistakes.
Nash?
I guess a couple. It was a PM tournament, and I lost, but I felt good afterwards because somebody said, "Man, that was pretty entertaining." Because I think it was Mario versus Kirby, so it's two low tiers, mid tiers, and we were going at it and doing crazy stuff, and the guy beat me in the end. But it was still, I wasn't free, so I was happy about that. But at that same,
good.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I didn't lose as bad as I thought I was going to lose.
Yeah. And, you know, people, we had a small crowd, so I was feeling myself. I was like, hey, I must be doing something right.
Yeah, like I can remember other people's matches better than I can remember mine.
Really?
Yeah, like I remember one of the tournaments we went to at I can't think of the name, but the place in Stockton.
Mhm. Spacebar?
Yeah, Spacebar. There we go.
Yeah.
When you and me went, and you were playing, I can't remember who it was, but like you were getting pretty far, and like the set was pretty close, and you were using Fox, and it was like you were going for up smash hell, but like you were really close to like winning the match. Like I can remember like stuff like that better than I can remember my match.
Oh, that's how I had to quit Fox, man. I was too thirsty with the up smashes.
Up smash, man.
With the jab locks.
Yeah, that was the fun part.
The jab locks.
Don't see me on FD.
That's why it's stage talk, man. It's first stage. Stage always it's like one of the first ones gone.
Man, but my other memorable matchup was a friendly. It was at that same PM tournament, and you know, I was just going around. I saw these two dudes playing. I thought, hey, you know what? I'm gonna just hop in and see what I could do. And it turns out it was Thunder's Reigns. I didn't know it was him.
Oh, nice.
Man, he clapped me up real quick.
You gotta learn.
His, Captain Falcon. But then he gave me some tips afterwards, and
that's always welcoming.
Yeah. I mean, it just goes to show, like, if you're at a tournament, don't be afraid to challenge the good guys.
Yeah, do it. Actually, you're not gonna get any better playing the same guys you've been playing at home. Yeah. That's why I'm always down to play friendlies with people I'm not, I don't really get to play with, because, I got to get better somehow, right? So, hey, you guys remember the first fully charge I went to and people saw for the first time I was getting dash attack into forward air with DK? People were like, "What happened, dude?" Those are some of my favorite memories. Is when because the stock just ends so fast. You blink and it's over. And you're just like, huh. Those were good times.
I do remember Smash 4. Like I hadn't played in hella long. It was like after like all the DLC had come out. We went up to SAC Anime, and I entered the Smash 4 tournament, and my first match was against a freaking Bayo player.
Oh no.
I had no idea how to fight against her because I hadn't played in I don't know how long. So I picked Mario, and I think I got I think I went 0-2 against him. But I remember on like the second match I adjusted all right. Like I got comboed like 0 to death for the first game, hella bad. And then next match, like I did a lot better. It was actually like a really close game. So yeah. Had a lot of like bad beatdowns in freaking like anime conventions because I think anime something similar happened with Melee. Getting like destroyed by like I want to say it was a Falco. It was bad.
Those anime convention tournaments hit different too.
Oh yeah. You really don't know what to expect sometimes.
Yeah. It's such a huge spectrum when you come to like Fanime or SAC Anime. The people who are just, sweaty, and the people who really are just casuals.
Yeah, I think at Anime Expo, I lined up to play DBZ, and at this point, I was already playing the game. Yeah, this guy got bodied. I'm not gonna lie, now I feel bad, but actually, you know what? Never mind. I don't feel bad because I put on a show. That was pretty great. That guy got bodied, and I was like, and my friends are behind me, who, mind you, they don't play DBZ, and like after I bodied him, they're just like, oh man, that guy was trash. What happened? And I was just like, yo, I don't know, man. So shout out to that. But I also gotta say, at that same exact Anime Expo, at that same exact convention, I also had I also got to play Sherry Jennings in Street Fighter 5, and that was free. And by free, I meant me. I was free. It was bad. So there's that. So even though I won against someone random, I also got beat by someone who just is better than me. So you hate to see it.
Yeah, but that's exciting. You get to play a big name.
Dude, she's tight. I was playing Urian, and who was she? Kali? I forgot already. I just remember I got perfected one round. I remember I'll never forget Mossta. Again, this is another time where I envy you, right? So I remember this exact scenario. So I'm in the corner, and she is she's putting pressure on me, and typically what Urians do is they'll throw out low forward into Aegis. That's exactly what I did, right? I did no. I actually hit her successfully. I hit her successfully with low forward, and I do Aegis. And this is the part where you hit them once, they hit the mirror, you launch them, you do headbutt, and then you get up close, and then this is when you do like the mix up. Oh, she blocked it clean. She's seen that a million times, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting bodied. This is not good. This is bad. Never forget. I'll never forget that.
Man.
I'll never forget. I remember I tried this mix up that I'd done a million times, and she's probably like, "Yawn, yo, I seen that." That was so funny. Yeah, it really is a mixed bag out there in anime.
Oh yeah, but convention friendlies are hella fun.
Yeah, they're the most fun.
Like I remember the first anime we went to, we did like team friendlies in Brawl, and me and Sam we were both playing Wario, and we'd kill one of the team members and like have the last guy in the last dog.
Yeah.
And we would just repeatedly bite them. So like I'd bite him and then he'd toss him over, and then Sam would just start biting with Wario. So like they would just keep jumping back and forth until their percent was hella high, and then we would just kill them.
Oh, sounds balanced.
Yeah, so like if you stand like, facing each other within like probably with like a character space in between, you can just continuously chomp at the character. It's almost like the Ice Climbers like stupidity.
I see bracket demons here. Yeah, I don't even feel like I'm good enough to even have a bracket. I think I've
You might be a bracket demon. You never know.
I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. To be honest, I might be a bracket demon. I don't want to say any names. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I am. I'm gonna be nice here, but yeah, I don't know. I don't even ever since the Stockton guys would come. I'm pretty sure if it wasn't 9th place outside of top 8, it'd probably be like 13th, and I would just never get. I'd never break that. I always listen to the same dudes every time. Like I'd lose to Weapon, I'd lose to like Suspect, I'd lose to anyone playing Palu. I was so yeah.
It's just a fact. Stockton is Tracy's bracket demon.
Yeah, they just work harder. They just work hard. They just care more than we do. That's just the truth. Like they just facts. Like
Oh, but I don't mean it in like a bad way. It's just, when you're in the bracket and you say, "Where's this guy from?" Oh no, Stockton.
No, that's what I'm saying. Those guys legit work harder than we do. Which is why I hope that when we come back, I really do hope that someone from Tracy was just secretly doing the work.
They were just grinding all pandemic. They were just in the lab.
What I want to see is not just that, right? I obviously want to see one of our own that we already know get better, but I also really want to see someone from this town that we didn't even see. Maybe it was just some up and newcomer who just decided, hey, I'm gonna just start hitting up tournaments, and they're just godlike online, and like they just decide to bring their talents to fully charged. I would love that. That'd be cool because we need more representation. You know what I mean? It's tough, man. It can't be I can't be in the upper echelon of this town. And I'm only placing 13th and 9th at this tournament every single time. Like, I don't even make top 8. It's embarrassing. I can't even. I've also gone 0-2 once, maybe twice at fully charged. So please, someone unknown, come through, save us.
They might be out there right now.
Listening to
Grinding.
this podcast, grinding as we speak.
Yeah, I don't think I placed high. I haven't placed high enough in a long time to actually be anybody's bracket demon. And
Yes, it's all good, man. The work required is just out of it is just man. Everyone's just we're in a day and age now where you can just a lot of these guys just have all the resources and the free time to play. So I don't have the time, but I'll still come out to compete. My objective has changed significantly over the last couple of years, and I'm still gonna, the last time I went 0-2, I was genuinely sad, and I was genuinely thinking about why, whether I should be coming out or not. But that same night, I just snapped out of it. I was like, you know what? What's wrong with me, dude? Like, I still come here because I just like the game. I like playing. I like competitive anything. And that's why. But whether or not I get top 8, if I place 9, 13, 20th, go 0-2, whatever it is, I still want to come because I still want to support the community. I just want to play some games with hard competitors, and meet some of these guys, and see their passion up close. So I'm just gonna keep coming out. My bracket demon or not bracket demon.
Shout outs to everybody who just comes out to play. Like,
yeah,
that's the main part of the tournament. Without you guys, we wouldn't have a tournament.
Another tip, a timeless tip.
Yes. Attend more often. That's my tip. Come to more tournaments. No bias. No hidden agenda.
You sure?
Oh yeah. It's just from the bottom of my heart. I have one bracket demon. It's weapon raid. Because he said the first time we played, he said, "Oh, good. You're a TO that knows how to play." So I thought, you know what? That'll be my goal, just to be the best TO, not a good player, just a good TO. And then he started hosting tournaments. And so now
crap.
He's hosting tournaments too.
When you got the bracket demon, when he turns into one outside the game.
How am I gonna be the best TO in the valley? Oh, when Weapon's doing it too.
Devastation. He's a player first.
Yeah.
That doesn't help.
Weapon, I hope you're listening. You're a player first. Nas the best TO.
No, it's not even confirmed.
Oh, shout out to Weapon, man.
Yeah. Oh man.
Is that it, boys? Are we wrapping up?
I think we're wrapping up.
We're wrapping up. We did talk a lot today about, getting better. That's some cool anecdotes, right? Yeah.
It just made me realize how much I miss fully charged and crossover.
It's funny now that I have the schedule to show up. I can't show up. Isn't it great?
That's how life is.
Exactly.
Any closing comments? Any closing thoughts? One last tip for the road? I don't know.
One last tip for the road. Just have fun. Just play the game. You know what I mean?
That's major key.
Just play the
As
freaking
long as
game.
you're having fun.
You know what I mean? And try to have fun. Try to learn how to have fun and lose at the same time. Just do it.
That's key.
You know what I mean? It really is. It sucks to lose. Trust me. I just admitted on stream that I think about games months after they're done, right? As someone who hates to lose, just try to be okay with it and try to just have fun playing the game. You know, I play fighting games because I just like being competitive. I like playing against another person, and I just like learning some new stuff. And you should too. You know, so just, you know what I mean? You don't got to spend 5 million hours in training mode. There's no criteria, prerequisite to play a fighting game or any competitive game, mind you. Right? There's just none. Just play the game. If you want to get better, you know what I mean? Rewind, go to where we were talking about getting better. But if you don't want to get better, that's fine too. Just come out, play the game. Like Naj says, we just come out to play, because we all just like the game the same way you do. So just try to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to end it.
Me
So,
too.
we'll catch you guys next week, or next week. What am I thinking? Got an exciting mystery guest.
Hey, yes, a mystery guest
I see
indeed.
what you did there.
So this is Whispering Tears, Westsidious, and Mossta. We'll see you guys later.
Later, guys.
Later.